What's up, fellas? So it's a little different. You know, I've been missing all these shows for the past few weeks. I wanted to let everybody know that I'm all right. Barry Campbell. I'm at home because I only live 2 hours away. The festivities are starting tomorrow. I had a lot of stuff I had to get done for work today. So I'm going to head out in the morning at like 7 in the morning, and I'll still get there at like 9:30. So hopefully everybody is doing all right and everybody had a good week. It is Friday night, not the normal night that I go live. And I heard from from a secret person that Kenny wasn't going to be able to go live tonight. That's not true. I just jumped. I got on the phone like 5 minutes ago and told Kenny, like, I'm going live, dude. I'm not driving. I'm not leaving at 7 o'clock tonight happened like an hour and a half ago. I'm leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning. So, there's still going to be a Zoom. In fact, that's what's kind of cool about doing the show on a Friday night is we're just going to lead straight into the Zoom session. Although I got to figure out how to do that because the M key on my keyboard's broke. Well, we won't be able to do Zoom till 5 in the morning. That's going to be, a little bit of a problem, but we'll figure it out. So there will be a Zoom session tonight. But it won't last too long because I do have to get up pretty early in the morning and head over to Birmingham, excuse me, to go and hang out with the boys at the Bigfoot fly-in at the Birmingham RC field. I'm busted. Yep, Spencer, it's Kenny just got like 100 times better looking and taller. So what's going on, guys? It is a little different doing this on a Friday night. It's not Dave's RC. I know we all miss Dave, and I hope he does come back at some point, but I may shift things over to Friday. Dave knows how to get in touch with me. And, if he decides to come back, I'll shift back over to Mondays, right? So, for those of y'all that don't talk to Kenny regularly, I don't really talk to Kenny regularly. We talk on the phone every now and then, but he did let me know today that he wasn't going to be making it down to Birmingham, and I will let him tell the story in the chat. So for no particular reason, other than it was readily available and easy to get down onto the table, I don't really have any reason to have the 70mm E-flite F-16 on the table tonight, other than to say that this has got to be one of the best flying most budget-friendly EDF jets out there. It looks great. It's still relatively on the inexpensive side. It's 350 bucks. You know, take with that what you will, but for 350 bucks, Thunderbird scheme, everybody loves the Thunderbirds. This is one of the best flying F-16s out there. Even better, I'd say, than the Free Wing and the big E-flite 80. Those are great flyers, but this one is just different. It's a different kind of flying with the 70. It's more fun. It's a much lighter wing loading. To me, it's more fun. You know, some people would maybe disagree. Is it the most scale? Is it the best looking? Debatable. You know, no, certainly the big 80 millimeter F-16 from E-flite is much more scaled than this one. That bird's awesome, but it's not as nimble on its feet. This thing is a bad to the bone, just beast of an airplane. And it just wouldn't be, it wouldn't be the right kind of show if I didn't tell you that there's a link in the description for this model, and it's in stock right now. It has been updated with the AR-631 receiver, so it does no longer have the AR-636 in it, and it is now $349, $350, instead of the $299 that it used to be. So the price did go up. But Mike SSI, I got some things I need to work out with that one. I need to take the 80 out and fly it some more. David Snyder, what is up? Because it was, my 80 millimeter F-16 behaves a little weird, and I'm still trying to figure that out. But unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to go flying right now because my work schedule's crazy, which means that all of anything personal that I want to do that I have to get done basically has to happen on the weekends. So, Wild Bill, yes sir, this is available at your local hobby shops, anywhere that carries E-flite products. It's also available at horizon.com. Spencer, I have gotten no word yet about anything like that. So everybody here will know if anything happens in that regard. I'll probably go live like as soon as I get off the phone. Like, guess what, people? Look what I got. What? So, also, I hope everybody can appreciate the fancy Halloween decorations that we've got this evening, courtesy of my lovely wife, Amy. She went out to the store and got some festive holiday, Halloween decorations. So we got, boner number 1 and boner number 2. They're skeletons. Don't be perverts. We've also got my little pumpkin man down here. Let's see. I'll back it up so y'all can see the flashing lights. We'll stick his head right under the intake. And we also got the Happy Halloween banner. And back here, Y'all probably can't see it, but there's like some little LED pumpkin lights hanging on this thing. Y'all probably can't see that. Heck yeah, Spencer, we got. Yeah, it will, David. So another reason I got this down, the E-flite 70mm F-16, is I got a lot of stuff that I'm bringing to Birmingham that I don't normally bring with me when I go to fly-in. So I'm not going to have a ton of room for airplanes. And this is the perfect plane for this kind of event. I mean, it's super fun. We got a nice paved runway. This has nice tiny wheels, so it doesn't do very well in the grass. It's an awesome flyer. You know, plenty of room to play around and do stupid things. It packs up nice and small inside the car. So we're bringing the 70mm E-flite Viper. We're going to be bringing the night Radian because we're going to be doing some night flying. I might see if I can stuff another airplane in there. I don't know. I don't know. I might try to get one more in. And I'm also bringing the Red Cat Gen 8 and the Losi Mini T and the Creighton 6S and the Traxxas Corvette. Oh yeah, David Snyder, that's true. That's one good thing about these, you know, the Thunderbird F-16 compared to the gray ones. The gray ones can get lost in the air, especially if it's cloudy. Let me tell you, who'd have thunk it? Camouflage works. that that ghost gray on these F-16s, you know, especially that dark ghost gray, it disappears in a cloudy sky really quick. You know, so the white with the blue Thunderbird on the bottom is a very high visibility scheme, at least in my opinion. I really like flying it. It's got great flight characteristics, just an awesome plane all around. Something I highly recommend to anybody who's looking for maybe a second EDF. I probably wouldn't recommend this as a first EDF, although I know some folks do, because it's kind of got a narrow landing gear. You really have to be right on your landing if you don't want to like rip the missiles off the wingtips. And it, you know, it wants to be in high alpha when you're landing. You know, first EDF, I'd probably recommend something more like a sport jet, either the 70mm Viper, Free Wing Avanti, something like that. But once you get used to those birds, this is absolutely something that you can step into super easy, extremely fun to fly. Awesome plane. Yeah, George, I've lost the F-22 in the sky many times, um, and the 80mm E-flite F-16. I'm trying to think of, yeah, I mean, all the ones that I have that are, you know, more vivid colors. I mean, they're a lot easier to see. Obviously, you know, most folks know that like yellow is really easy to see. So things like your yellow Stearmans are really easy to see. The big dancing wing Stearman that I've got is extremely easy to see. Not only because it's huge, but it's got the yellow wings, white fuselage, blue tail, you know, and not like I don't know. I mean, it is kind of a sky blue, but it doesn't. You can see it, you know, in sunlight and cloud cover. You've got really great visibility with that model. the big Cessna, the HSD 182, very easy to see. The Husky, with its white and orange and black schemes, really easy to see. The Draco is really easy to see, even though it's a darker red. But yeah, the gray, these gray planes, the like the haze gray, ghost gray military schemes, those things you can lose them. Oh, Wild Bill, the Habu is a great first EDF also. But I almost don't. I mean, I know the Habu is an EDF. Um, I tend to put it, you know, even before you go into, I don't know. I mean, that's that's kind of a different category of plane almost, at least in my opinion, because with the right instructor, you could have the Habu as a first plane. It's not something that I would try to go it alone. I wouldn't try to learn how to fly with a Habu by yourself. There's a couple of planes out there where I'd say learning by yourself. Like the Cub S2, the Mini Apprentice, some of the UMX planes like the UMX Turbo Timber, those would be good candidates, where you're not spending a ton of money fixing them if you crash. Those are good planes, I think, for the folks that are trying to learn by themselves. But if you have a club available to you, I mean, the Habu, you could learn how to fly with a Habu and never ever fly a propeller plane. You know, I mean, of course, that's open for debate. Some people would disagree with that, but I think with the right instructor, if you have an instructor who's familiar with jets, it's got a wide enough speed envelope that it's very easy to fly slow. It's got very good flight characteristics. You know, I don't think that it's a plane on 4S. On 4S, it's got respectable speed. Um, but on 3S, it's very manageable. It flies fine. It lands really well. Very wide stance. The landing gear, you're not really worried messing around with retracts. You got like these big old wheels on it, so it actually does really well. I I like it. I think the Habu is a great jet, but probably not the best first EDF. And the reason I say that is because if you already know how to fly, I don't think that the Habu really advances your skill sets all that much and prepares you for a second EDF very well. Does that make sense? Unless you're really, unless you take that transition slow and you go from 3S and then advance to 4S and then really master the airframe with 4S batteries, then I could see where you could make a case where the Habu makes a great first EDF. Otherwise, I think if you're already very skilled with like warbirds, like 4S and 6S warbirds, I think you're better off going with like a Viper or an Avanti. Um, just my opinion. Uh, Kenny, do you mean that none of the guys at your field that have a Habu can land it? Yes. Yeah, Ray, indeed. The Aros Marlin is a fantastic first EDF. And, to some degree, like the little, like the little Arrows Viper, the little 50 millimeter, the little the little 64 millimeter F-15. I just think that those little toss and boss jets, you know, the little hand launch jets, and even the Marlin, I'd say, is more in line with what I would recommend as a first EDF. I think that even like the E-flite F-15, just because you can fly an E-flite F-15, I don't think it prepares you very well to progress into, you know, a larger EDF jet, a larger, you know, like if you go from a regular, say, you've been flying E-flite planes, you've got a couple of warbirds, you know, and you've got marginal skill with warbirds, and you fly an F-15 64 millimeter, I don't think that you're necessarily prepared after flying a 64 millimeter F-15 hand toss type to jump straight into like a free wing F-18, for example. Probably a terrible idea. FMS BAE Hawk, fantastic, awesome plane. What's up, Dom? So far, everything that I am seeing from the Birmingham fly-in looks like they are having a good time down there, with the exception possibly of...
Sorry.
What are you doing?
I'll see you later. I was doing something. I just looked at it. I didn't know his looked that way.
Oh.
I was getting a ranch.
Just be careful.
I already did it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, George Watts, it's absolutely a magical airplane. The FMS BAE Hawk, and like the Free Wing Avanti. I mean, that thing is just awesome. It's awesome. I'd say this falls into that magical category too, but in a different way. Uh-oh. All my skeletons are falling off. Oh, that took so long to balance him. Yeah, Barry, that's what she was doing. She was like crouched over next to the wall, digging something out of my my little toolbox.
On camera, it looks like I was, Monica Lewinsky and you.
Oh, it did not look like that at all.
Yeah, it did.
It really didn't. Sorry. So, I don't mean to go quiet on you guys. So what's everybody up to on a Friday, man? You know, I figured this would be cool, do a Friday night. Maybe get a few people in that we don't normally see on Monday nights. Mark M., how you doing? Welcome to the show. Yeah, that's great. That's great. It is great to see you. You know, normally we do the live shows on Mondays, but, you know, we've got a time slot here open on Friday. I thought I'd squeeze one in because I've missed, you know, I've probably missed 3 or 4 shows in the last month, you know, or 6 weeks. I think out of like the last 6 weeks, I've only done like 2 shows. So I wanted to jump back in and let you guys know like everything's good. And I still love RC, and I still, I'm going to keep the YouTube channel going. I've just been like super busy, man. It's been crazy. Prepared with what? Spencer, I'm prepared today with as much content as I always have, which is nothing. today, today I'm prepared with the exact same amount of material that I've always got. Nothing. What Friday nighters will still be in the lockup on Monday? What is the lockup? Nope, no flying pumpkins. I probably should have put, well, the Husky is a big ass plane to put on the desk. Oh, jail. Nice. So, it's always fun to have like the bigger planes. I think the last live show I did, I tried to go live from the computer, which is working again. That's how we're live right now. But the computer it had broken. I had to do some repairs. I mean, it wasn't physically broken. I had a hard drive crash, had to unplug that hard drive, and it was able to start up no problem. Go figure, right? Um, well, yeah. And it wasn't even the system drive. I'm still a little confused by it, but it was locking up the system. I tried to fire up OBS and it just killed everything. So I had to make like this quick decision, like, do I try to fix it now and go live late, or be a couple of minutes late and go live from my phone? So I went live from my phone, and my phone was dying, right? So the speakers didn't work. Then the last live show I did was just a crap fest, right? So since then, I've gotten a new phone, and the reason I bring all that up is that night I had the PT-17, the new Dancing Wing PT-17 on the table. And because the table is in front of me, it makes it really difficult, to do the show at least and be comfortable, because, normally I'm like sitting down right now. If I have the big PT-17, I got to stand up the whole time, right? Because I can't see around all. I mean, it's just a huge plane. So, once you get up to anything over like 1,500 millimeters, it really starts to get unruly with it sitting in front of you, because you have to like arrange everything in certain ways. And tail draggers are more cumbersome than tricycles, because you got to have somewhere for the tail wheel to sit. So you got to arrange everything in a way, and the wing is poking at you. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So George Watts, that is awesome. I am very much looking forward to the feedback from all of the folks who got the Dancing Wing PT-17. Has anybody in here gotten one yet, other than George? Does anybody else, did anybody else order the Dancing Wing PT-17? Have you had a chance to take it out of the box yet? Get it built? Fly it yet? What's the word? Oh, yeah. I remember Jerry saying something about him getting his too. So that's exciting. I'm still not sure if they've shown up in South Bend yet at the main BitGo warehouse in South Bend. The ones that are shipping out were ones that were picked from the container that came over from China. Those were picked from that container and put in BitGo's California warehouse. So for those of you right now that are receiving your Dancing Wing PT-17s from BitGo, those are actually getting shipped from the California warehouse, I believe. So hopefully those will be, they may be in South Bend already. I know they were trucking or training, however they're doing that. If it's on truck or train, I'm not sure. They offloaded some of that container that they received to the California warehouse, and then they were going to be shipping the remainder of the product to South Bend for the Indiana warehouse. So until that happens, all of the stuff that you see at the BitGo warehouse, all the new product that you see in stock is shipping from California. So if it takes a little longer to get to you folks that are out on the East Coast, especially like those of you up in the Northeast and the far Southeast Florida and such, that's why it's taking so long, right? It may take 3-4 days for it to get to you. Mark M, great question. So Mark M asks, what do I think about the new Horizon Hobby Hangar 9 P47 that's coming out? So I'm going to give you my opinion on that P47. I think that P47 is going to be a very well-built airplane because Hangar 9 doesn't put out crap, right? So it's going to be a great balsa airplane. It's going to be a great plane for people that are transitioning from foam over to balsa. But I think if you're an advanced balsa modeler, it's missing some of the scale detail that I think, what would you call them? Balsa connoisseurs are going to want. Like, it doesn't have flaps. It's got full span ailerons. It comes with a 2-blade prop instead of like a 3 or 4 blade prop, which would be a more scale deal. I think that it's a little on the smaller side, so I think it's 1435, I think, in the millimeter department. It's a little smaller than a 1500.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. That's funny. But I think for people that are 1.2 Warbird foam guys, folks that maybe their only experience in Warbirds is like Dynam airplanes or something like that, people that want to make that balsa transition, I think that what Hangar 9 is doing right now is awesome for the hobby. And I think that it's a fantastic airplane for people that are looking to experience balsa for the first time. They don't really want all those complexities. It comes with everything you need except a receiver. It's just like the Hangar 9 Ultra Stick, the smaller Hangar 9 Ultra Stick. The Ultra Stick is bad to the bone. I love that plane. I want one. I will get one. But I think for what you're getting, we all know what to expect from Hangar 9 quality, and I think that you're going to get that with this plane. I think that it's going to be very easy to fly. I think that it's going to have enough scale details where in the air it's going to look fantastic. It's got a very classic, P-47 scheme and the Hun Hunter scheme. It's the same scheme that they have on the Dynam P-47, although they are not comparable at all. So I think that there are some very good characteristics about the airplane that are going to make it very attractive. And the fact that it's plug and play, so you don't have to worry about what motor you're going to put in it, what prop you're going to put in it, what batteries you're going to run. You don't have to worry about finding retracts, finding servos. all the things that would normally come with the complexities of getting an ARF kit if you want to step into the balsa world. And that's why I think that that airplane is going to be a hit for a lot of people, because they bring it in at a very attractive price point, especially when you start pricing out other balsa airplanes and how much it costs. You know, you may be able to get an airframe for $350, $400, but after you start adding up the cost of nice servos, the cost of nice retracts, wheels, etc., you're easily, you know, in for $600, $700, $800 on a balsa plane once you add up all the electronics and everything. So, you know, I think that that Hangar 9 P-47 is going to be awesome for a lot of people. Now, one of the other things that I'll say about it, Seaboard Racing, what's up? One of the other things that I will say about the Hangar 9 P-47 is I like Razorback P-47s. Like I think all of them are P-47Ds. The P-47 was one of those weird ones where in the same iteration of P-47s, I think they did P-47D bubble tops and P-47D Razorbacks. But I like the Razorbacks. So it's one of those things where it's the bubble tops still fly amazing. It flies like a P-47, but I like the look of the Razorback. That to me, you know, even though the pilot didn't have as good of visibility, I think it was a better looking airplane. So to each their own, right? I don't think it's going to take away from the quality of the model to say that I don't find it attractive. It wouldn't be my first choice, but I'm sure that it flies amazing. I'm sure that it's very well, you know, balanced, very well thought out. I mean, it's Hangar 9. You know, Hangar 9 models are fantastic. So it is what it is. So Rich M was in here earlier and reminded me of something, and I've just forgotten to mention it until now. But I did want to say, and I've said it many times before, but I'll say it again. For everybody that's in here that made contributions to Lyndon Stewart's, you know, the efforts that we went to get Lyndon Stewart, who lives in Guyana, South America, and an E-flite Draco, you know, an NX-10, a couple of batteries, a charger, you know, basically everything. Hey, yeah, BD Tennessee, what's going on, man? Yeah, dude, I, you know, have been busy with work, but I'm still alive, you know. The Monday shows were just a pain in the butt to get to because, you know, I'll be working till 7 o'clock or something, and then I still got to eat dinner. You know, like if I was working till 7 and then I did all the show prep, went live, I'm not eating till like 10 o'clock, dude, and I'd be starving Marvin by 10 o'clock. That's crazy. So Mondays have just been really hard to pull off the live show, and it's been really difficult trying to get any content created. Thank you, George. So yeah, man, pop-up live show, right? On a Friday. And it's cool because, you know, I don't know how many folks know that we do a Zoom call. I'm sure that a lot of you guys, you know, I've seen a lot of you guys in the Zoom calls before, but one of the things that we do every Friday night, and we have for like the past year. Even when I've missed my live shows and I haven't put out any content, there are still ways if you want to come by and hang out and talk and ask questions and whatever, that you can still come and, hang out with us. Tim Toutant, man, thank you, sir. And that is, we have a Zoom conference every Friday night. It is it is live, it is unfiltered, it can get crazy. A lot of times we're talking about RC. A lot of times we're not, man. Um, you know, it is absolutely not safe for work, but it's the same Zoom that you use for work. So if you've already got the Zoom app installed and you use it for your work conferences, it's the same app. I'll be posting a link in the chat here a little later. We're going to be firing that up a little later and just transitioning straight from the show into the Zoom session tonight. So that'll be a lot of fun. I do want to, Kat, you are an ass. He's about to knock the skeletons off. He don't give a damn, right? Cat's like a damn honey badger. Yeah, the cat's trying to steal the boner. Yeah, cat, stay over there. Stop it. Yep. Just hang on. Hang on, skeleton man. Cat don't give a dang. Dude, so I have done that before. Not with this jet. It was when I had the Havoc, which met its demise. But when I had the Havoc, I had the jet powered up, and was working on the control surfaces or whatever, and the cat jumped up and was, "You are such an idiot." Yes, he was doing that right there, sticking his face into the exhaust. And I had the model powered up and I blipped it. And he ran probably faster than I've ever seen this cat run. One thing that you can't see is how fat he is. He can't run, he waddles, right? His whole belly like shakes. But he ran that night. He was gone. So maybe he's just going to lay down and chill out now. It looks like that's what he's going to do. All right. So getting back to what we were talking about before the cat decided to jump on the table and try to knock everything down. So huge thank you to everybody that contributed to our RC philanthropy dream and getting participating in the fundraiser that we did. Back in like March, to get a Draco for Lyndon Stewart in Guyana, South America. I am very happy to announce that thank you, and another huge thank you to Rich M. and Matt M. for housing all of the stuff until everything got in. The Draco was on back order for months and months and months. We all know. It finally showed up a few weeks back. We got all of the details on how to get it to Guyana, and it has shipped out this week. It is on a ship on its way down to South America, and that is awesome. And that wouldn't have been able to happen without the support of everybody that participates in these shows and everybody who's contributed to the shows, over the past year. That was a fantastic thing that we did for Lyndon, where they just don't have hobby stores in Guyana, South America. I mean, the only way that he was getting one was to, either order one, and in Guyana, those things are like $100,000. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. The exchange rate is horrible, horrible. So I was really happy to be able to do that back in April. I'm even happier to say that it's finally shipped out, and I can't wait for him to receive it, because it just, those moments are the moments that I get just tickled with, right? When we're able to do things for this community, whether that's at these fly-ins, at the field, helping young kids, get into the hobby, helping people get things that they wouldn't normally be able to get. I mean, we have truly um, taken this channel to global to global reach, which is just crazy. What? Yeah, David Snyder, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome. I would love to get some pictures, maybe some videos of him flying it, and just so everybody's aware of what we were able to do for Lyndon. We were able to get him the E-flite Draco, and again, this is all through help and contributions that were made by the community. We were able to raise a lot of money. We were able to get him the E-flite Draco, an NX10, 2 Spektrum 5,000 milliamp hour 6S50C smart packs, and the smart S2200, and we covered all of the shipping costs as well with those contributions. So that is just fantastic. Um, I'm just over the moon, and thrilled to be able to finally get that stuff on the ship on its way to South America. And I hope that he's got it here within the next couple of weeks. So super happy. Paul, if you're asking what plane this is the E-flite 70mm F-16. And it is currently being occupied by a couple of skeletons, Boner 1 and Boner 2. So these are my Halloween skeletons, and they are hanging on for dear life. Paul Ballard, it is. So if you want to call it a version 2, that's what this is. This does have the AR631 receiver, so it is forward programming capable. It can be reset much easier than the old AR636s, and the way that you program them through forward programming is much easier. And I believe, no, this one doesn't have a smart ESC in it. So it does not have like the full smart capability, but I think it's got limited telemetry. So you're still able to get like RSSI values and stuff like that from the radio. I think it's still got the same in-runner setup that it had before, but make no mistake, even the old Inrunner setup on the E-flite 70mm F-16, this thing is an excellent performer, but this thing flies great. It's absolutely one of the, for what it is, it's one of the best flying EDFs out there. The most fun for sure. Yeah, Paul, that was a little bit of a bummer. I think that would have been a nice addition to this airplane, but I think just from a price perspective, they wanted to keep it around the same price point. So replacing the 636 with the 631, which is what they've done with a lot of the older, basically all of the E-flite planes that are still out today, with very few exceptions. I think the Blue Angels F-18 still has an AR-636 in it. I think if they're still selling them, the P-39 still has an AR-636 in it. And I'm not sure if either one of those planes is going to be making a return when they run out. I know that the P-39 is getting discontinued. I can say that with absolute certainty. I'm not 100% on the F-18, but I would assume that if they were going to be updating the F-18, that it would have been done already, possibly with a 637 TA, but I haven't seen that update. So I think it's kind of on the fence. Oh, Mark M, wow. You had a Crescendo that, wow. A Crescendo Evolution that broke up in midair. That's crazy. I haven't heard of that. I've flown the Crescendo Evolution, and it was a great plane. That thing flew awesome. Yep, the EC-1500 is also being discontinued. Yep, and those are, official words from our a good friend of the channel, Jason Merkel. Shared that in one of Pilot Ryan's streams, that the EC-1500, once it's sold out, they're gone forever. The P-39 Airacobra, and nothing official about the F-18, but I have like a gut feeling that when the Blue Angels F-18 is gone, I think it's done. Just my opinion, right? Don't take that as gospel. Just what I think. It's kind of like the F4. The F4 Phantom from E-flite I thought was a good plane, but apparently it just didn't sell very well. So it is what it is. Right, I'm clearly at my house. So I'm going to be leaving in the morning. For those that are in Alabama wondering why I'm still here, it's just been a hectic work week, man. There was no way I'd have been able to get out of here any earlier. I could have left today after work. I didn't get done until about 5 o'clock. So it just wasn't realistic. I could have got there at like 7. It had been nighttime already. We could have played with some cars, but I wouldn't be able to fly till the morning. And it just wouldn't have been a good time for me, right? So I just decided I'm going to leave in the morning. So I'm going to be heading out at about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So the Zoom tonight will not be very long, but we'll go ahead and get that fired up here in a few minutes. The Zoom tonight won't be very long, but as long as I can get out of here early enough tomorrow morning, I will be there about 9:30. Yeah, 9:30, 10 o'clock at the latest, most likely. Oh, Boss 223, I prefer driving at night. I prefer it. It's less stress on my eyes. Um, and I can't see that far anyway. This is oh Scotty Story, what's up? Bobby impaled a chain link fence with his HSD Cessna. Um, that HSD 182 is a tough plane, but I don't see it surviving that. So, right? So you gotta tell us how'd that end up. I'm assuming that his poor 182 has become confetti. Yeah, that's how I feel, man. I do not like driving uh, during the day because whatever it is, I think it's nearsighted where I can see things that are close, but things that are far away get blurry, right? So at night, when the things that are far away, I mean, you can't see them anyway. It's much more comfortable. Like if I drive during the day, like if because I hate wearing my glasses, right? Because I don't need them for most things. Because I only need them to see things that are far away, the only time I really need them is when I'm driving. And of course, because I hardly ever need them, I hardly ever have them. So the times that I need them the most, I don't have them, like driving during the day and, you know, flying RC airplanes. I should really be wearing them when I'm flying RC airplanes because really, what I'm looking at up in the air, I can barely keep the orientation of an airplane because it's all blurry. Spencer, damn dude. We're gonna get it going here in just a moment. Oh yeah, Tim, the guys at the Birmingham RC Association, fantastic group of people, excellent flying field. It's a little old, but the field is phenomenal, and the view while you're flying, I mean, uh, uh, it's just a great location. It really is, man. The Birmingham RC Association, and I hope that through these kinds of meets they are able to do some fundraising and increase some membership, modernize their facility a little bit, and be able to host these fly-ins more and more often. Because that field is just awesome. It's a great place, man. I really like it. Yeah, yeah, Boss 223. That's the thing, man. Not all fields are very well equipped to handle like a fly-in type scenario. The Birmingham RC Association is absolutely one of those clubs that can handle fly-ins. They've got plenty of room for parking. They've got, they've got electricity, which is a big deal. I know it doesn't seem like it'd be a big deal, but it is. That's a big deal. Especially, try going to a club that doesn't have electric, and everybody's running their generators all the time. Having electricity is a big deal. It's still porta potties, but you got porta potties at Rosewood, and Rosewood's another fantastic field. Uh, it's a great place though. It's a great place, and I hope that the field gets the attention they deserve, and more people start checking them out, man, because it's awesome. It's an awesome group of guys. And I think and there's a lot of historical significance. It's AMA Club number 100, so charter number 100. If you look at the charter number for your club, and when that club was established, if you think about it, I mean, the charter number 100 was like established in the first few years of the AMA's existence. That's an old, historically significant AMA charter, which is just cool, man. I mean, it's cool to say like, that they're one of the first AMA charters and one of the oldest to still hold their charter, which again is awesome. Right, so don't be a bitch. The LTE service at that field works just fine. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and fire up the Zoom session and post the link in the chat so Suspense will shut the heck up. And it'd be awesome. So normally, we have these Zoom sessions. They're live video conferences. You guys can come in there. You can talk to me. You can talk with each other. It's always a good time. Lots of jokes. And it goes downhill real quick. So it's a place where we can go, we can be ourselves, we can say the things that YouTube would tell on us for and kick us off the platform. This is the place to be where we can be ourselves. And it's always a good time. So I'm going to fire that up now. Start a meeting. Oh, yeah. And let me...
Playing from Damned 02.
All right. So hopefully that shows up there in the chat. There you go. So there is a link to our Friday night Zoom session. And I hope that you guys join us because we are going to be cutting the stream off here shortly. And I'd love to keep talking to you guys. We're going to be going till, for quite a while. These Zoom sessions just keep on going, man. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So I hope that you guys join us. And like I said, it's always a good time. All right, so just turning off the audio and everything. There might be a little bit of some feedback coming over the speakers there. So, anyways, Brian Chambers. Towards the Zoom membership. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We're not going to get kicked out tonight. The last time that we had a Zoom session that I got kicked out of, it was because I was an idiot and I started the Zoom using my work Zoom account instead of using my my personal Zoom account. My personal Zoom account is paid for by me. My work Zoom account, I cannot do like big long live streams to regular audiences. So there's the link again. We're going to head out, guys. I'm going to take off for the evening. I do hope that you join us in the Zoom tonight. It's always a good time. Come join us. Thank you guys, everybody, for showing up tonight. We may do a show on Monday. I may wait till Friday to do it again because I kind of like this, man. This is nice. And, you know, hopefully during one of these Zooms, I'll be able to share some news with you guys that I've been waiting to share with you for a while. Nothing to share yet, though. Anyway, you guys all have a great night. Click on the link if you want to join us in the Zoom. Hope to see you there. Otherwise, everybody have a fantastic Friday night. Thank you for supporting the channel. And please, if you need anything for your hobbies, click on the rcairmarshal.com. So it's the pinned comment up at the top. You go to rcairmarshal.com. All of our affiliate links are there. And clicking on those affiliate links and purchasing through those links pays a small commission back to the channel, and it helps us out a ton. And we really appreciate everybody's support. Anyways, guys, I'm going to head out. If you want to keep talking, jump in the Zoom. I will see you guys next week. Everybody have a great weekend.